Hello, and thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. I'm going to be doing the Capricorn energy reading. As always, take what resonates, leave what does not. All right, so we have the whole deck upside down, but I'm going to take those cards even though they came upside down. All right, so let's look at what's coming in for Capricorn. What's going on with Capricorn? So we got the Lovers and we got the Strength card. We're upside down, but my whole deck was upside down, which I didn't realize that, but I wanted to take these because I feel like these came out for a reason. And so we have the Lovers and the Strength card. So this is Gemini and this is Leo. So it could have to do with people that are in your life. And then when I did the right side up, we have the Hierophant came out. So that's Taurus. So it could be people that are surrounding yourself. I feel like you don't feel, it could be that you don't feel strong in a relationship anymore. Like you're feeling like a relationship has, maybe you lost that. Sometimes when we're in relationships that we don't really, we feel like we want to give up. We feel like we're done. We feel like we're ready to move on. Now, this could be a partnership. This could be a friend, a family member. It also could be the relationship that you have with your work. So I feel like this relationship that you don't feel that confident in a relationship anymore, that you don't feel that strength. You don't feel that power. You don't feel like you want to really put that effort into it, and that you're not feeling those strong feelings about that relationship. With this card coming right side up, I feel like it's time for you to focus on your inner self, that it's time for you to focus on what makes you feel good, what makes you feel important, what makes you feel excited, what makes you feel stronger within yourself and have that faith and belief within yourself restored. And to focus on you. And maybe that's why this relationship has come to an end or is coming to an end, because it's time for you to be your own best friend and focus on you with this Queen of Pentacles here, that it's time for you to do that inner work and find what makes you happy. And my eye was drawn to this butterfly right here, and it's about that transformation that you are going through. And for some reason, I'm feeling like don't fight it. Of course, you have to do what you feel is right for you. I'm not telling you what you have to do, but I feel like if you feel drawn to end some relationships or change some relationships, or you're not as motivated about a relationship or something that you used to be, like look into that and explore that and see why, and figure out like what are those things that do make me happy. I just feel like it's a lot of transformation within yourself, and I feel like it's a lot of growth within yourself. We have the Knight of Wands, and I feel like it's time for you to take action. Like it's time for you to take actions and make things happen. I did a reading yesterday, and I think I was saying like it's not only about thinking about the changes that you want to have happen in your life, but actually making the changes. We can think a lot of times about what it is that we want to change and how we want to change and how we want to do things differently, but then we don't actually make those actions to make them happen. So I feel like with this Knight of Wands, it's like, make it happen. Now it's time for you to make things happen with this Knight of Wands coming on. And I like how you can just see the strength in the hand, about how I just feel like that's like how determined like this person is, and to really grab a hold and don't let go and not give up. We have the Six of Pentacles, and I feel like you have some information that you want to share with someone, or that you want to share, or that you want to release, or that you want to let go of. Because by doing that, I feel like you're releasing things, but then it's also, you're feeling more balanced, right? That you're feeling more like there's something that's on your mind, and there's something that's bothering you, and there's something that you need to release and let go of. And I feel like that's what that balance, again, justice, creating that justice for yourself, Libra. So it could be that you have a lot of people that are around you that are maybe making you feel pressured to be a certain way or act a certain way or to follow a certain plan. Or not that I feel that Capricorns can be controlled, but when a Capricorn feels that they are connected to someone, that they want to do everything for that person. I'm a Capricorn sun and a Capricorn rising. Again, take what resonates, leave what does not. If this does not resonate for you, that's fine. But I've just found that when Capricorns are dedicated to someone, like they will kind of sacrifice themselves to make that other person happy at the detriment of themselves. But I feel like you're kind of realizing, is this a healthy relationship for me, or is this not a healthy relationship for me? Is this a relationship that I want to continue in, or is this a relationship that I need to move on from? And I feel like you're really questioning that, especially with those first cards, the Lovers and the Strength card coming out. This is a strong message for someone with all of these major cards coming through here, because you have the Lovers, you have the Strength, you have the Hierophant, and you have the Justice card. So I feel like it's a strong message, but I also feel like it's having to do with the people that you have around yourself and getting that balance back. And then we have another major card and another person. We have Aries and we have the Emperor, and gaining your power back, gaining your strength back. And it's time for you to take control. It's time for you to step up to the plate. I feel like you've been waiting. For some reason, the word waiting is coming through. It's like waiting. You've been waiting for the right time. You know, sometimes we do have to wait for things to align and for things to come in. And sometimes it's just like, there is no perfect time. And maybe it is the perfect time, but you know, maybe it's like, it is the perfect time because it's not the perfect time. If that makes sense, right? Like, it's the perfect time because it doesn't feel like it's the perfect time. Like, if that makes sense. Like, but you know within yourself whether or not it's time for you to move on, whether it's time for you to make changes. I feel this strong sense of you're ready to make some changes, but you're just not in that Knight of Wands energy where you're like, okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do it. And I feel like it's like with these major cards coming out, it's like, there's no better time than now. There's no better time than now to make it happen. Even if it doesn't turn out the way that you want it to turn out, that you've made the effort to at least embrace that change and to do something. I'd rather try something and fail rather than not try at all. That's just me personally, that I'd rather make the effort. I'd rather try and make something happen rather than, you know, to do it. And, you know, just like with this YouTube channel, I started in 2016 and I was doing makeup reviews, and then I was reviewing some products, and like that didn't work. And then, you know, I did the tarot. And so it's just like, I tried all of these different things, but I was so proud of myself that I actually tried. And I feel like, look within yourself. And if you follow yourself and you do what it is you feel that is right for you, then you can't fail because you're giving yourself that chance. Like, you are making that effort for yourself. Again, we have a major card. So High Priestess, and that was exactly what I was just talking about, is looking within yourself and following your own heart and following your own intuition. I was just talking that, so I feel like I was feeling the energy of that card, not even knowing that that was the next card out there. It's for, have the strength to follow your own intuition. Stop doubting yourself. Stop questioning yourself. Stop saying, well, I have to wait in for this and I have to wait for that. I have to, because that have to may never even come in. And try something. If it doesn't work, then you can change it. I'm not saying to leave your job and have no job and you don't have any money come in. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you're not happy with your job and you feel like that relationship or that love that you had for that job or what you were doing just isn't there anymore, and you want to pursue something else, look into it. Right? Keep the job that you have, but look into it and say, okay, what is it that I want to do? What is my dream job? You know, what do I want to do? And start looking into that and say, okay, well, if I want to do this, then what is that going to involve? Do I need to go back to school? Do I need to start taking some online classes? You know, what are the people that have that are doing it successfully? Is there any information out there that I can start making it happen? Start turning those wheels. Start making it happen. It doesn't mean that you have to leave your job that you have now, but it's like, get excited about, okay, if I want to do something else, what is it? Like, bring that life back into your, like, bring that excitement back into your life, and stop making excuses. Listen to that inner voice. Let that come out. Take a piece of paper and say, okay, like, turn off all the music, put the phone away, maybe light some candles. I've got some candles going on here. And set yourself up maybe at a table or cozy in bed or in a comfy chair, and just write down, okay, this is what I want to do, right? This is what I'm feeling at this moment. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I want to do, right? This is what my intuition is telling me right now. All right, write down the negatives, the positives, okay, I want to leave this and I want to focus on that. Just write it all down, get it all out. And that's going to feel so good. That's going to feel so good. And you're going to feel like, okay, I got it down on paper now. Like, now I can see it. Now I can go from there. Write down all your ideas. What was I just talking about? I just said, write down all of your ideas. I love it. I love when the cards show what exactly is that I'm thinking, the energy that I'm feeling, and where I'm going with the reading, and the cards come out to verify that. Write down all your ideas. Write it down on a piece of paper, or make a video about it. That's what I like to do. Sometimes what I'll do, I'm literally in the car and I'm driving and I don't have a piece of paper. So what I'll do is I'll turn on my camera and I'll make a video and I'll say all of my ideas. I'm thinking about this. I want to do this. I want to do that. These are some titles that I have for some videos. This is what I want to do. And I'll do that. Like, who cares? Like, it's a way of me to take notes because I'm the only one in the car. So it's like, I have this idea. Okay. I want to put it out there. And sometimes I use those ideas and sometimes I don't, but it doesn't really matter. Like, that's what's come to my mind and that's what I want to do. I'm so excited about all of the things that I'm thinking and all of the things that I'm doing. And I want you to get excited about those things too. That's how you start to become excited with life, is that you write down, you give yourself that opportunity to make those things come true. No matter what, if you want to start a new hobby, or you want to start a new job, or you want to end a relationship, if you want to focus on some new things, like, yeah, we still have to do those things that we don't really want to do, but we know that we're heading towards our goals and we're making things happen and we get excited. And when you're in that mindset of being excited about things, then you start to pursue different things and you start opening up new doors and you start looking at things differently. And you're like, before I would have ignored that, but this is what I'm going to do now, right? Or I'm going to give this a chance, or I'm going to start researching that. All right. Be happy, be happy, be happy, be happy, right? Fulfill that little childhood, that childhood ambition. When you're a kid, like, kids are just free. Like, just like that little girl is free, excited, like, they don't feel like there's any boundaries. Like, they feel like they can accomplish and do anything that they want when they have those supportive family around them. And they're like, yeah, like, they have these dreams and goals. Like, we all had those dreams and goals when we were little. And then it's like, yeah, kind of, sometimes the heaviness and the reality of life starts to come in, but it's like, why do you have to move away from that? It's like, get back to that, do those things, have fun. I just feel like this is like having fun, have those things that make you excited and get you motivated about life, and just not having things be so serious. Capricorn can be very serious, and I know that. I'm a Capricorn sun and a Capricorn rising. Like, I've always been very serious, by the book. It has to be this way. It has to be this, follow the rules. And that was also my upbringing with my father, is that he was very strict, and so it was up by the rules. You had to follow his rules. It didn't matter if his rules are right or wrong, but his rules were his rules, and that's what you had to follow. So I always felt that I had to follow rules. Well, now I have my own rules, and I do what I feel that I want to do, that I'm listening to my intuition, and I'm doing those things that make me happy, and I'm taking control of my life. And if it doesn't come out the way that I thought it was going to, that's fine. Then you can switch things and you can change things and do something different. But you're having fun doing it, right? You're having fun in the process of doing it. Yeah, there's always going to be challenges. There's going to be things that come up. There's going to be challenges. But when you're in a better frame of mind, then you're able to handle those challenges better. And I feel when those challenges come in, that means that I feel challenges represent change, right? Because it's showing you how are you going to adapt to things. So your challenge is, right, is kind of what we started with, is the reverse Lovers and the Strength card. Like that you might be feeling weaker, you might be feeling not, maybe it's like you're just not in love with life anymore. Like you're not having that love for yourself. Like you're not pursuing your dreams and goals that you want to make happen. Putting yourself in a negative frame of mind and missing out on things. I have a tendency of doing that, is I become too serious or I become too negative, and then I don't want to miss out on things. So even though if it's a situation that I don't really want to do, or that I feel that there's going to be some negative influence there, but it's like, well, I don't want to miss out on that situation. So I'm just going to, and I get too much in my head. So one thing that I did recently was that they had, for the grocery store that I was working for, we had, I think it was a March of Dimes or something like that. So we have to ask people for money. And so it always made me feel uncomfortable, but I was like, this time I wasn't going to let it bother me. Like, that's just part of my job. And I did it. And we had teams, and our teams happened to win. And so they had a celebration party for us. Normally, all the other times when I worked at the grocery store before, I did go to a couple of them. But I always have like this anxiety, and it was a day that I didn't have to be in at work. And so I was like, you know what, right away, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to push my boundaries, even though it makes me feel uncomfortable. And I went and I had a really good time, and I'm glad that I went, and I'm glad that I pushed myself out of my comfort zone. And I was so proud of myself that I went, and we had like a pizza party, and we were able to talk about things, and they had some Jenga. And so they're playing Jenga, and I had a really nice time. And it was not only that did I have a nice time, but I was proud of myself for pushing myself out of that comfort zone and doing something that normally I would have been like, oh no, like made some excuse. And so I'm doing that more with other things that are happening, and I'm pushing myself to do those things. It feels good. It's like, well, what is the worst thing that I was thinking that could happen, you know? And it's just like, I don't know why I had those things built up in my head, or that I wanted to not do those things. And it's like pushing yourself and getting yourself out there. And I feel like that's kind of what you're pushing yourself and getting yourself out there and feeling like you're in control of your life. Chariot, another major card going on here. So even though it may seem chaotic around you, right? But it's like you're in control with that Chariot card. Like you're driving that chariot, even though it feels like you may be all over the place. And to bring that love back into your life and turn that Lovers card back around. Sorry. All right, so I just always feel like, sorry, I'm going to grab some water. Do those things that you enjoy, and when you're being true to yourself and you're doing those things that make you happy and you feel happy in your life, then those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. And some people may fall away because some people may feel that they don't want to see you happy. They want you, maybe they're not happy, and so they want to see you miserable. And they're like, oh, okay, well, if that person's sad too, then that makes me feel better. That's their thing. That's going on with them. When you're happy with your life, when you're happy with what's going on with you, you start to build that community around you that supports you in your happiness and likes to see you happy, and you start to build that environment that is around you. And maybe that's something that you're realizing, is that you want to change that you want to do things differently, and it's time to make those changes. We have White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic, trust in those things that can happen, trust in, I think this is one of the readings that I had done, and that card had come out, and I feel like it's create that magic within yourself. We have moth spirit, surrender now, and I also feel like it has to do with, you know, again, that transformation that you have. Surrender that negativity, surrender those things of making up those excuses why you can't do something, or why, you know, oh, I can't do it now, or, you know, that you want to keep yourself in this reverse lovers and strength card, like you want to keep yourself in this energy. There's so many major cards here, you know, and it's like, come on, time to take control of that, time to make those changes. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything all at once, that it has to happen in this moment, that it has to happen in this very second. It's the excitement of, I want change and I'm going to be change. I'm going to start doing things differently. I don't want to, I'm tired of being in this energy of this reverse lovers and this reverse strength card, right? That I want to have fun. I want to feel like a kid again. I want to feel happy. I want to bring out that little kid inside of me, right? That feels carefree. Yes, we all still have responsibilities, but we can have those more carefree days, and those days where we feel excited and we feel motivated, and you create your own world. That's the biggest thing, is that I feel that empowered me is like, you create your own world, and that's what you have to take responsibility for. And you have to say, okay, you are a product of what you've created. Like, your life is a product of what you've created. Yes, there are outside circumstances that come in and that happen, but you've created this world that you have. You create where you live. You've brought in your friends. You've chosen the job. You've chosen your partners. Granted, you can't choose your family, but you can also choose what kind of relationship that you have with your family. So I feel like you're creating that world. And if you're not happy in that world, then what can you do to change it? What are those things that you can do to change that world? If you're not happy, you have the right to change it. We have freedom, breaking the chains, break those chains. That's definitely something that I've been going through lately, is I've been breaking those chains of feeling that things have to be by the book, and they have to be, I'm freeing myself up, you know, from being so serious and just having fun and laughing and just feeling like the lighter side of life. And it feels so good. For me personally, it feels really good. And I feel like I'm coming into my own, and I'm where I've always wanted to be. And I'm creating that world around me that represents that is pushing aside that anxiety and that worry. Is it something that happened overnight for me? No, this is something that's taken time. But I wanted it bad enough. And so I'm like doing those things to help me through this and to help me get to the point to where I want to be. I'm taking the actions. I'm in that Knight of Wands energy. And I feel like that's the biggest thing, is that you have to take the actions to make it happen. You can think about all that you want to think about, but you have to take the actions. And yeah, sometimes it can be really hard. I love it, because this is exactly what I was just saying. And this is what I was feeling. We have transform, which I was talking about with the butterflies and the moth, and transform and change. And we have sincere relationships. Have those relationships, have the people around you that support you. And that's what I was talking about earlier, is creating that community that you feel happy with. Creating those sincere relationships that you feel sincere towards that person. I feel like this is a relationship that you don't feel sincere about, that maybe you've changed or you feel different, and maybe it's within yourself, maybe it's with someone else. Whatever resonates for you. This is a general reading, and it's time for you to say, ask yourself, what is a sincere relationship? What does that look like? What does that represent for me? And is that something that I want to have in my life? And it's time for me to bring those in. It's time to have that sincere relationship within myself, and it's time to transform. It's time to transformation. Again, like these cards right here, right? Freedom, breaking the chains, and transform. What does that represent to you? What does that look like? I feel like for me on my journey, the biggest thing is to ask myself, what does that look like? Like, what does that really look like? What does that feel like? Because I feel like I was just like, yeah, I want to change and I want things different, but I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that entails. And so that's what I've been spending this time doing, is figuring out, what does that look like, right? What does that life look like? What does that world look like? And sometimes we don't know, because we're so tied to how other people want us to be that we don't know what we want to be. Who are you? Like, what do you like? What is important to you? So let's just take a whole bunch came out. So let's just take, so patience and planning, right? So definitely this is something that you have to be patient with. And planning, I feel like it's not necessarily planning, but it's like kind of writing things down and figuring out what it is that you want to do. This is the Seven of Pentacles. So usually a Seven of Pentacles is where it's like somebody's like, they're kind of stopping and just kind of thinking things over. And I feel like being patient and realizing that this is a journey that you're on, and it's not about the end result, but it's about the changes and transformation that you're going through. And kind of planning, I feel like, is exploring and knowledge and figuring things out. Oh, we have two chakras here. We have base chakra, we have heart chakra. So tuning into your base chakra, which is your stability and your strength and kind of where everything, like you have to have a strong base, right, for anything. And then heart, follow your heart of what it is that you love. And I feel like with the Lovers coming out like that, reversed, I feel like that has to do with following what you love and what brings you happiness and what brings you joy, right? Your heart chakra. So these may be two areas that you need to focus on, is your base chakra and your heart chakra. Feeling confident in following what it is that you love and what it is that you want to do. And then we have the Six of Swords, which is moving on. I feel this is a big energy about moving on. I feel like it's about bringing changes and transformation. I mean, definitely a lot of these cards have come out. Freeing yourself. You are the only one that has the power to free yourself from a situation that you don't feel comfortable in. You are the only one that has the freedom, the power to free yourself from this energy, whatever this may represent here. And empower yourself with that, right? Empower yourself with that knowledge that you are driving the chariot and that you need to make the choices that are best for you. Sometimes I feel like we give up too much power to situations or other people, and we need to learn to take that back, no matter what it is. Just like when I didn't want to go to that before, when I wouldn't want to go to those, you know, it was just a celebration. It was to celebrate our hard work. And I felt like the situation was controlling me, and it was making me feel anxious, and it was making me feel bad. And I was like, no, like, this is here to celebrate you. This is here to thank you. This is supposed to make you feel good. And it was just all about how I was perceiving it, and just turning that all around and perceiving those situations and pursuing those things that make you happy and surrounding yourself with those things that make you happy. I feel like these two, we have peace, finding that inner peace within yourself, that calmness. Again, that I feel that goes back to base chakra, and making sure that you're connected with that base chakra and your foundation, and saying, yeah, like, I got this. No matter what happens, no matter what comes in, I got it. I can handle it. I can work through it, you know, at the pace that I need to go on. And I'm a strong person. I've gotten through these things before, you know, and I can get through these things again. Finding that peacefulness within yourself. And then we have a change in the wind. So again, I feel like this represents change and transformation and going in a different direction, trying different directions, trying different things, and saying, well, if this doesn't work, then make adjustments, make changes. Again, another big thing that I've always found that has helped with me is just moving the energy around in your living space, changing things up, maybe going through your closet, going through your drawers, purging things, letting things go, right? Kind of out with the old and in with the new, or having that refocus. Decluttering, that's a big thing that helps me a lot. I think I had said in the other videos that I just got a couple of bags from my closet and my drawers, and that I just cleaned all of the carpets, and that felt good. And even though it seems like a little thing, it always, even people that I know that are like, oh, like, I just went through all of my closet and I just got, you know, bags of stuff ready to donate and it feels so good and I didn't realize how good it felt. Or even cleaning out your car, like that's a big one for me. I finally I cleaned out the back part of my car and it feels so good. Like I feel my car is more organized, and just, you spend a lot of time in your car driving around and it's just like, just decluttering that, because it seems like stuff seems to pile up there, or just taking it in and going for a car wash. Like it's the littlest things that start to add up. And if you think, if you think, oh, you like, I did that and I feel so much better. So kind of have that in your tools list and say, you know, I'm kind of feeling like some days when I don't feel like doing videos, I'm like, okay, I don't want to just sit and watch TV. Like that's not going to happen. So I need to do something. And so then those are the days where I'm like, okay, I'm going to declutter something, or I'm going to clean something, or I'm going to, you know, wash the windows, or, you know, sweep the patio, or I'm going to do something that I still feel productive. And for me, cleaning always makes me feel better. And organizing, I have a closet in the front there that I had a lot of old blankets and towels and sheets and all that. So I went through all that and I decluttered that, and that felt good. It's like, oh, you know, you always kind of have that space that you're like, oh, I want to go through that junk drawer. Do those things, write those things down. Like, even if it's like, okay, I don't want to do it right now, but these are the things that I would like to go through. These are the things that I would like to do. If I'm having a day where I just need to feel that sense of release, then these are the things that I would like to get done, and make that list, right? What are those tools? What are those things that you have that can help you on those days, right? To change your energy, to change your focus. All right, let's grab you a crystal card for your reading, because I love doing the crystals. All right, so we have that one. This one too, I felt wanted to come out. So we have two cards. We have obsidian, and then we have rose aura quartz. So that's this one here, is the rose aura quartz. And I'm feeling like that goes back to the Lover's card here. So heart's desire, love, divine, and we also have the heart chakra here. So I feel like this crystal is representing these two cards here. So we have the energy of love vibrates on a soul level, penetrating the body through its many layers of tissue all the way down to the cells. Rose aura quartz is a crystal of love with the ability to shift one's sense of self, provide nourishment for your growth, and transform fear and doubt into unconditional love. Love it, because we also had that transform card here. So this crystal is radiating all of this energy going on here. Creating a strong bond to the universe. It creates a synergy between the pineal gland located in the brain and associated with your third eye and the heart chakra. Look at that. I knew it was going to talk about heart chakra. And fusing your intuition with space to give and receive more love, right? Giving yourself that opportunity to give and receive more love. And then we have obsidian. Shadows mirror Morpheus. Dark and mysterious crystal, obsidian reaches into the depths of our shadows, shedding light on what needs to be healed in order to move forward. Obsidian serves as a mirror, revealing our deepest truths. Obsidian's crystalline structure is amorphous, moving beyond conventional time to dip into the past, present, and future, and wielding great power to clear any obstacles. Use obsidian as a shield against psychic attacks and to ground your base chakra back to planet Earth. So how funny is that? So this is connected to your base chakra. So that's pretty cool that we pick crystals that happen to connect with the chakras that you may be struggling with. And this is about really looking within yourself and revealing our deepest truths and really looking within and saying, what is really bothering me, right? Why do I feel that the Lovers and the Strength card is reversed? Why do I like not have that love in my life? Why am I not feeling that? Is that towards yourself? Is that something that's going on within yourself? These are the things that we need to do in order to have our best life. This is what I feel. This is just my opinion. I'm not a doctor or a therapist, but this is just what I found within myself. And these are the things that we need to explore. These are the things that we need to look in. These are the things that we need to look at. It doesn't mean that everything has to be done all at once. These are the things that we have to recognize, and we have to say what is holding us back, right? And that's why I love the crystals, because I feel like the crystals help with that energy, that the crystals help us to, for me, it's something that you can like hold on to. It's something that you can have in your hand. And I have definitely felt the power and the energy of the crystals. And that's why I like having them. This is my hematite. It's kind of like obsidian. It's kind of like releases, and it's helped me. But I feel like it's all of these different things, all of these different tools that we have in order to look within and find that peace within ourselves and create that world and create that life that you want to have. There's no reason why it can't happen, right? The reason, the only one that's holding you back is you. Is if you're finding those excuses and you're finding those reasons to not make things happen. And it's time to step into your power and to listen to that intuition and step into your power. I just feel like it's so amazing when you start making these changes and you start doing these things, and it's so powerful and it's so exciting, and I just want to share it. And I just want, sometimes we just have to keep hearing those messages, and we just have to have that person to boost us or to say, you know what, yeah, I really got to start making some changes. I'm really ready for these changes to come in, and I really want this to happen for me, and I want to experience that. You never know unless you try, and you got to start somewhere. That's what I feel. At least make a start, right? And I feel like if you're still hanging in there with me with this message, I feel like this is something that you can relate to, that is making sense to you. It's something that you want to like start working on, or that you're working on, or that you maybe needed that boost today to hear that extra motivation, and I absolutely love it. Maybe you're looking at, you know, okay, I got to start working on my heart chakra and my base chakra. I got to kind of infuse those more and start looking into those things and maybe doing some research on those. How are you spending your free time, right? Are you kind of looking at those things that can help improve your life, or are you just kind of like just finding things to numb yourself? Those are things that we have to look at. And again, changing, you know, just maybe doing some decluttering or changing things up, and that helps to boost your energy. Those tools that you have that can help you when you're struggling. All right, thank you so much for watching, especially if you're still hanging in there with me. I really appreciate it. This has been a long one. Time went by really quick. I loved it. I hope you love this message. I hope it made sense. I hope you have an amazing day, and as always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.